Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to be taking a look at the G.I. Joe Classified number 173 in the line, Sgt Slaughter and Mercer. And yes, I've never had a Mercer in my life until I got this one right here. And a big shout out to Johnny Reno. So I will be comparing this Mercer to this Mercer. Again, I never had any of the Renegades. Many of you know I was not a big fan of Sgt Slaughter, although I met him at Joe Fest, and I think he's an actual wonderful man. But he turned his back on Hulk Hogan and the USA. Just always remember that. Anyway, we're going to take a look at that. And you can't say, hey, you can't keep bringing that up, but there is a beret that makes me think that maybe that was given to kind of signal back to those WWF days when he was teamed up with General Agnon and Colonel Mustafa, I think. Yeah, Mustafa. Anyway, I'm off on a rant as always. Anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy, get him open. I know there's been a lot of complaints that Sgt Slaughter is bigger than Mercer, but again, in the old universe, he wasn't. He actually was smaller. So anyway, I don't think it's really that big of a deal. Although we do have another Sgt Slaughter right here. I will compare him to the original Sgt Slaughter, and you'll see there is a little bit of a difference. It is a new buck, that is for sure. But anyway, we see everything that he comes with. Extra face sculpts on both of them. A lot of new weapons I'm interested to get out here. On the side here, we got some nice artwork. We got the Sarge right there. We got Mercer, 173. Over here, we do have their file cards, so their attributes, and then we have the file card, or no, sorry, the QR code that leads us straight to hell. And on the back, we just got some other great photography. They always do great photography. We see them together, and we know they're about to kick the crap out of a bunch of cobras. But anyway, let's get into this. I did get this on Amazon. I will drop a link to it on Amazon if you are interested to use my code to help support the channel. Shameless plug right there. Anyway, let's just get into this. Before we do, please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classified review. All right, so we got all the figures out, and again, a lot of new accessories, some new parts. I'm interested to see it. I feel like I tried to separate them. I think maybe this is supposed to go here. It's hard to tell. I feel like Sarge got more stuff, and we already have so much Sarge stuff. Do we really need more? Mercer should have been the one with the accessories. But let's get into this. And again, here's the original Sgt Slaughter. Here's the new buck, and we're going to take a look at the difference. But let's get everything and see what we already have. All right, so we have his, I forget what it's actually called. It's not a baton. But anyway, it is, someone mentioned that I feel like they're going back to these very flexible weapons. And yes, this is fairly flexible. There's no doubt about it. I feel like this should be a little bit stiffer. But anyway, you got some gold here. You got red. And I think that's where you're going to kind of see there's a theme with the colors. You got the brown going across here, and then you got the little black. It does look good. It pretty much holds it just like that. He has multiple hands. So we have a saluting hand, but it also can be a karate chop hand. A lot of nice detail to it. You can see the fingernails, you can see the knuckles, and you can see the different striations through their veins and everything. And again, same thing with the punchy hands. You can see all the detail. This is stuff that we've already gotten with different figures. So no real different other than I seem to have lots of fists. These aren't... Why does he have 2 fists? 3 fists. I mean, it's not supposed to be Mercer because Mercer has... Well, I'm confused here. Mercer has pads on. So they gave me multiple fists? I don't know. And then you have the trigger finger. I'll have to look into it a little bit more. We got a trigger finger here. He already has a trigger finger on. All right. Here we have the Marine cover. Again, it doesn't have the Marine logo. I was actually talking to a guy I work with. He was a Navy lifer. He said back in the 80s it was easier to get the EGA logo. The Marines have become very, very difficult to let anyone use it. So it might be the reason why we're not seeing it. Maybe not just that they don't want to pay for it, but this here has a skull. So I guess maybe this is the Slaughter's Marauders, something a little bit different. Either way, it does look nice. It's pliable enough. It can kind of move around. You can see the band that's going to go right around it. So, and then we get this here. And now this is what I think kind of harkens back to, hey, you know what? This guy was a bad guy in the WWF. It has that color scheme, and it has that, again, this is not a Marine logo. This is where he's going, and he's looking more at his Marauders. So you got a skull right there. You got a lightning bolt through it. Some nice paint around it. So again, it does look nice. I'll be interested to see how it sits on him. Again, you guys know my feelings on Sgt Slaughter. Here is his drill sergeant hat. It's fairly straight around it. You got some nice paint that goes there. You got his sergeant stripes. And again, same thing that we have here. So that's just redone. I believe this is reuse. That's reuse. All the hands are reuse. This is reused. I like to go over the reuse stuff first before we get into everything else. So this is Leathernecks M4 203. All right, so it does have a removable magazine. Now I wish this would have been. I wish this is one of those things that they use this magazine that also with the M16, but unfortunately they don't. So you have what you would consider a collapsible stock. I do like the paint on it, all right, especially up here. And you can see the way that it's supposed to kind of be snapped into it. And then you got a bigger side over here. Looks like there's a little pouch over here. You got your grip, trigger guard, trigger. You got the trigger for the 203 of the grenade launcher. There's where you're going to load it. I do like the paint. It does have a port for blast effects, but I don't know if they make any blast. I know they don't make any blast effects. That's actually supposed to be shooting off a grenade. And then we have a port right there. Iron sight right there. Very, very small handle. I like it. It's not as small as you might think that it is. And we know it's supposed to be an M4, but it's not exactly an M4. Here we have a, I'm assuming a big Magnum 44, or at least it's supposed to be. It looks like the barrel is a little soggy. Again, flexible. I feel like, I know their weapons have been still flexible, but I feel like this is going back the other way to being soft. But you can see the revolver right here. You can see that grip. I like the white. It's really going to go with his color scheme. But I don't know why anyone has a revolver like for this. Port for blast effects though. Okay. All right. This is going over here. So then we have this new grenade launcher. Now, the grenades are just kind of put in there. They do not come out. They do have some nice paint to it. They are the right direction, so that should make a lot of people happy. This has a big, giant port. Now, what do we have? Is there something coming down the pipeline? I'd love to know. I don't know if any of the blast effects that we have actually work, because that's pretty large there. But anyway, this is just going to load into it. I love the way that this is dangling down. You got your grip, your trigger guard, sight. Again, this is going to be fun to do some shots with, in my opinion. Who knows? Then we have a nice knife. God, I feel like we're going back, and I don't want to go back that way, guys. Super blunt. This is just going to be stuffed into his sheath. But I do like the fact that they painted it black, or painted the handle black. It's silver, so it does work. It has a little bit of design there. Again, kind of went backwards here. And then we get Sgt Slaughter's head. Now again, this is now the third Slaughter. From what I understand, Sgt Slaughter has confirmed there's another one coming. And again, it does look good. He still has hair. He's not completely bald. It's combed over. The hair looks good. Eyes are great. The nice mustache. eyebrows. This guy's clearly just kind of gritting. Now this is the same face that we have over here, but now we'll get to this one right here. And I'm glad they gave him a new head. I know Tony had talked about it. He said, hey, what can we do? And they gave him the whistle. And I'm glad the whistle's in there, and they give you a second head. So now you can kind of swap things around and do whatever you want with it. But, God, look how bad the glasses are. Like, dude, seriously. Like, I didn't take them off. This is how they were. I don't know why. I mean, NECA can get glasses right. This looks awful. I wish they just had them on there. So looking at the glasses, I like the fact that they're translucent. I can see through them. It's gold. It's, again, it looks like crap. I don't even know what to say. Like this may be the worst one that I've had yet. And I've had really bad glasses. Those ones are decent. I'm going to have to heat them up. Just put the glasses on their face and give an extra head sculpt if that's how you're going to do them. All right. So looking at this face sculpt here, he does have the whistle. So in this one, they don't give a whistle because clearly he already has it. All right. So he's blowing the whistle. I'm going to assume it does not come out. But nice eyes. He's got the mustache. Hair parted over perfectly fine. All right. So his head sculpt looks good. He does have a bullet belt. I don't know what he's going to use the bullet belt for. I did go check in a Sgt Slaughter that I do have, and it looks like maybe they're trying to get closer to doing that one next. All right, so here you have the bullets. Again, it looks pretty good. I know this comes with somebody else. Let's take this off because we don't need it right now. And he doesn't have any type of machine gun that he would use it with. All right, so the upper torso here, and I believe the lower torso, I believe this is using the heavy-duty buck. All right, so as we can see here, the arms are different because they're pinless. They're both very large, very large. As we stand them up, they're the same height because I did check it out, and heavy-duty is the same height as Roadblock and Gung Ho. All right, so nice pouches, cut off sleeves. You can see where the butterfly joints are. You got some nice snaps. No ab crunch. It's going to use the diaphragm cut. As we get down here, we got some nice pouches wrapping all the way around the belt, along with the 3 grenades. We got a holster for the revolver. And then we got a sheath over here. And I do like the detail in it, okay? So you can see it's supposed to have stitching. This is like a leather, leather. This one looks pretty good. You can see the rivets kind of holding that in. It has some sort of a camouflage. It kind of looks like a baby deer in the spots that it gets. So there's white, black. Again, this is more of a desert camo than anything. And then we get down to the boots. These are bloused pants. And we can see them going up underneath, and you see the shoelaces. I think that looks really good, and you got the nice heel right there. So as for his articulation with this head sculpt, he can look down and he can look up. This is something that they really need to rectify, have a cut back here so they can look up. All right, and it does move back and forth, all right, because technically he removed the neck. His T-pose goes up that far. Got the bicep swivel, double pinless elbows, wrist that swivel right like that. All right, there is his butterfly joints, and if we move it up, he can kind of cross over a little bit better than some of the other figures, but he still can't hold a pistol with one hand. All right. As for the diaphragm cut, he can go back that far. And he can go up that far. He's on a joint here, so he can swivel around. A lot of people like this. Personally, I like the ab crunch better. It just tends to work better in my opinion. His Jean-Claude Van Damme, drop down hips. Thigh swivel. Double pinless knees. And again, different legs than what we got right there. All right, your boot cut is right down here, which I think looks really good. It hides it completely, and you don't even notice it. And then you have your ankle rockers. We can pop this head off here. And if you want to make him look like that Sarge, you can. My guess is if we pop off his head, we're not popping off his head because I'd have to heat it up. But it's probably on a different size ball joint. All right, which is going to be too big, which means you could put it over on this side, but you can't move this one over to here. This one is on here really good. And as you can see here, this is a neck joint, so he can actually look up. I don't know why they did away with this. This makes no sense why they did away with this. So if anyone's watching from the classified team, from Hasbro, from G.I. Joe, whoever, why was this changed? I don't understand it. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. All right? But let's be honest. I want this guy to have this head sculpt. Oh. So this actually wraps around. Look at that. So be careful with that so you don't break it. You don't rip it off. But with everything, here he is. I'm spending a lot of time on this guy. I apologize. So there's his hat. All right. Then we get this cover, which fits pretty good. All right. And then we get his... yeah. I like it. That's when he was a bad guy. Pistol's going to slide in here. Whoa, that is the wrong size. That is completely the wrong size. And it's not supposed to be this pistol. I don't think, because that's... maybe it's supposed to be that pistol. I don't know. We'll look at the box in a little bit and see. So we'll try and slide that right in there. That looks awful. I'm sorry, I'm going to look at the box right now. Sorry to waste your guys' time. Yeah, he's holding the pistol right there. So that's what it's supposed to go. Alright, he's never going to use that. Let's grab this big old weapon right here. Oh, they never give him the fists. Oh, watch out for this. He's got a watch. I totally missed the watch. Trigger hands. And we're going to grab this thing because this is the coolest thing that he's come with yet. And now he has this big grenade launcher. It looks like he's going to shoot with one hand. It almost looks like one of those little ball guns. You know those ball guns that we used to get? Knife's going to sheath in here. This thing's so flexible. It's so flexible. He seems to have small feet. For how big he is. He has small feet. There's Sergeant. I don't even know what to say with this guy. Like, we know the articulation. I kind of showed you. Everyone wants to get to this guy over here. So let's get to Mercer. We'll compare Mercer to Mercer and see how he looks. So, starting off with everything, we get this nice new gun. It has a removable magazine. I know the name of this gun. I can't think of what it is. So it took me a second to figure out. That is the barrel for it. And as weird as this is, and it may look like it's futuristic, this is how it really is. And everything that I looked into this type of weapon, the reason why the barrel is down here and where the stock is it's actually supposed to shoot more accurately just to how it actually fires off of. Where if it's up here, they talk about how it can push up. It's really weird, and I wish I could think of the name of this. But I can't. the cross, the vector. And this is really loose. Like there is a lot of see, dude, there's a lot of issues with this. So I like the look of this. It is super flexible. It reminds me of the Marvel Legends Deadpool guns, that M4 with the grenade launcher. It looks decent. It looks super rubberized, and it feels super rubberized. So, but looking at it, we got a front grip. We got the grip here. I hate these things, but if they're supposed to be accurate, trigger guard right there. Again, removable magazine that feels like rubber. I mean, this feels like rubber. It does not feel like plastic. The detail in it is pretty good. It looks like it has a stock that's supposed to collapse a little bit. You got your scope right there. This is a light up on the top. And again, this is supposed to go to it, but it's very loose. So sticky tack, you're my friend. But it's a square, the square suppressor or barrel, whatever you want to call it there. It does have a port for blast effects. Then we get this one here, and I believe this is a shotgun, because look at this here. There are your rounds. It's got the curved foregrip. It's got the regular grip here. I think this weapon looks really nice. So it's got the small stock. It's a bullpup of some sorts. You got your sight. I love the green running through it. Then your port for blast effects. It is straight. I can deal with this, although I wish they were a different type of plastic, but that's how it looks there. Not bad. We get this gun. I have no idea what this is. Clearly it is his gun. Maybe he stole it from Cobra. It's got a regular stock here. Again, this piece on the bottom I hate. It just makes it harder to get it in their hands. Port for blast effects. It looks like a laser, so maybe the blast effects will work because it looks like a laser. All right. But I have no idea. If it's a real weapon, let me know what type of weapon it's supposed to be. Again, very flexible. And I heard somebody else mention on Facebook, like, I feel like they're going backwards. Is anyone else feeling the same way? And right away, I'm like, yeah, I kind of feel that. All right. So here we have his pistol. Not sure if we've had this pistol before. I don't think so. Nice grip, trigger. Nice slide on it. You can see you have the port for blast effects or for this very small suppressor. And I don't think that we've had anything like this, but I could be completely wrong. I've gone over so many weapons. So, as a matter of fact, I think it's... Oh, it has to go that way. So, that's just going to sit like this. Now, his original weapon right here, I've never had it, but it's supposed to have a suppressor on it. And they do say it's a 45, so it seems like they tried to recreate that weapon, and look, they're about the same size. So you can probably already figure what I'm going to say when we get to it. All right. So here we have these glasses. Now, you got to explain this to me because these are stiff, right? I can bend them, and if I bend them, they're going to be broken, which is perfectly fine by me. Translucent. And then I have this. And again, well, you know what? Maybe they are this. No, these are much stiffer. These are more like what NECA would do. And this here is just, I don't know, it just seems like flimsy plastic. Where this is a nice solid piece. I like this. That's how they all should be made. Oh, but you can see the detail on it. Some sort of Oakley style. I know I'm rambling on, but, you know, you do this and you start to get aggravated over some of the stuff that you're seeing. We got this nice knife. I don't have a problem with it. Again, it is blunt, but not too blunt. Black paint on the handle. Serration right there. Silver up here. So it looks decent. We have this extra face sculpt, which he's not gritting. He's got the flat top. You can see the detail in the hair, which I do think looks nice. Eyes are good. I mean, their inkjet printers are awesome right now. You can see the color in the mouth. Nice nose. There's your eyebrows, ears. And then we have Dusty's backpack. All right, now, if you've been watching, this backpack's come a few times. And the reason why you know it's Dusty's is not only, well, we have Dusty, but there's your water bottles, your canteen. And if you look up here, that's so he can drink the water, if I am correct. But looking at this, I like it, all right? You see all these little pouches, a lot of design, a lot of wrinkles in it, so you know that it's not just some like static hard backpack. All right, so it is a decent looking backpack, even on the inside here. So when you're setting it down, and it's supposed to imitate the fact that he had a black backpack. All right, which this is, I think this is, I mean, this is the one that Johnny Reno gave me, but I know that was, I think this is Footloose's backpack. All right. As for the actual Mercer figure. All right. So, looking at him, he's got these gritting teeth, which I don't think this is a really good face. But they gave us an extra head, so I'm okay with it. I can do pictures with this type of stuff. Nice same flat top. Eyes look the same, nice and straight. It sucks we have to point this out, but we do. And we got the eyebrows. Now you're wondering, why does he have that face? I guess he didn't have that face. A lot of the other figures, Mutt and everything, they had this like face. All right. So he was a Viper at one time, a Cobra Viper. You can see no Cobra here. New overlay. We got two pouches right here. You got the nice silver, which I think looks good. Cobra logo crossed out. His shoulder harness, shoulder holster here. Again, looking decent going into the vest as it's going to wrap around. So you know this is supposed to go completely around. Actually, it's connected here and then into the back and then up to the top. Goes all the way around. Some padding. We get to the belt. I know people already complained that the bullets are upside down. I guess, yeah, they could correct some things, but that's kind of life. I won't lose sleep over it. We got the pouch right there. We can see the belt buckles, which I always think looks really nice. And then you get that Viper look going straight down. Now, these are not Viper legs, all right? But you have the Viper in here. At least I don't think these are the Viper legs. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Please let me know. I should probably go check it. Now, see, now it's going to make me think. I'll probably check at the end. But you got the pouches going right down here. Here's your sheath. Now, it's not integrated into the boot, so it's going to move up and down. I think a lot of people hate this, including myself. All right. Same with here. The boot looks pretty good. Completely covered over. All right. So, taking these two figures, and they both have the exact same flat top. He has the widow peak. They give him darker hair, but I'm perfectly fine with that. This would be that face sculpt right there, which I think they did a marvelous job with it. I don't know if this is faded, but he has a red here. This is orange. You got the black up top here. Two black pouches. We got the holster right here, which connects all the way around. Rather than do this, they integrated it so it actually stops. So this actual vest that he has is supposed to hold a holster. You got the pouches right there. They added some bullets right there, so that's nice. We got the watch. He does have a clear hand, or not an ungloved hand, so maybe that's the reason why they gave that. I don't know. I just don't see why they would do that. This hand here, he has the glove. Same with this one, but they gave him some red knuckle dusters. And then you have the Cobra, the gray Cobra, Cobra Viper stitching going down, and then the black boots. All right, now they gave him pouches and some knee pads. But all in all, when you look at these two, they really did a good job of recreating this figure in this form. But looking at everything, the red is a little bit different, so they do paint it. The Cobra logo looks really good. You got a black black zipper right there. Up top, oh, you know, I totally missed that. He has the metal bicep cover right there. So, and he is supposed to be a big guy. A big muscular guy is what I actually mean. So, all right. As for his articulation, he can look up that far, which is really good for a classified, but still not good. Down. Head does move back and forth. There's his T-pose, which is good. Bicep swivel. Pinless double elbows. Ooh, look at that. I totally missed. So he has a spider on the back of his tricep. And then he has the skull with a webbing on his elbow. And nothing over there. He does not have tattoos on this. All right. I apologize, guys. You guys should know how I do my reviews by now, I would assume. All right. I believe he has an ab crunch, but you can only go so far because of the overlay, and then go back. He's also going to rock around because that's how this is made. It cuts inside of it at his waist. His Jean-Claude Van Damme is not the greatest. As a matter of fact, that may be the worst classified yet. Drop down hips right there. Yeah, that's the best that he can do with his Jean. That is a really poor Jean-Claude Van Damme. But drop down hips. He can go straight so he can sit, which is going to be really important hopefully later on. There's your thigh swivel. Double pinless knees to get a good knee bend there. Boot cut, ankle rocker. All in all, the figure I think looks really good. And before anyone says, hey, they threw Sarge in there because they knew people were going to want this. Yes, that's what corporations do. I'll reiterate it. That is what corporations do. As for the glasses, I can say in one review, these are the perfect glasses done properly. These are done so shitty. All right. As for this, you can run the pistol right there. You're going to have this big suppressor. There's nowhere to put the suppressor, so you can either just remove it and hide it somewhere. All right. And then the knife and the sheath is going to constantly fall, which is going to drive people absolutely mad. Now, my thing is, when you're looking at this, it's a silver gun. I know it drives some people nuts, but if you have this, and since it's technically the same size, look at this. If you're not going to use it and you want it to be white, it actually fits pretty well. It actually fits absolutely perfect. All right, but we're not going to do that for intents and purposes. We're going to throw this on here. And then to try and figure out, I like this gun. They come with so many. I'm going to remove that. Now I'm interested to see how this slanted grip is going to work. So we can kind of throw that in there. And now the question is, can we get the magazine to fit up there? And this is going to be extremely difficult because it's just in the way. And again, plastic doesn't move like real humans. So as much as I like this, and I think it only goes one way, you might have to use this left-handed. And then and then it doesn't work because the ankle. So as nice as this weapon is, it's all wrong in so many ways. I can't really put this against his body. I have to remove the magazine and then it completely messes with it. The slanted handle is meant to go one specific way. You really can't use it that way. So I don't even know what to say. We can throw this in here because the color matches. All right. So this one works, but I don't like this one. I really don't. But I guess it works if it's like some sort of Cobra futuristic weapon. And then we have this Vector crisscross vector, which I like, but it's very soft and pliable. But maybe once you get it posed, you're fine. So I'm definitely seeing some gripes in this. Oops, that's the wrong one. As for standing him, yeah, this guy's gonna be, he's cool. These weapons are disappointing. And I was like super excited for the weapons. Some of the weapons are disappointing. Look at that. He's kind of on one toe. He's dancing. Can I get him on one foot? Yes, get him on one foot really easily. I know you guys have bared with me. I've kind of gone over everything. Backpack fits on. Actually doesn't look bad, to be honest. I have to rebalance him with that on. This is going to drive me nuts, drive you nuts, drive everyone nuts. But hey, you can fit on one foot, sit on one foot without a problem. Anyway, I think I've gone over everything. You can see what is good and what's bad. I don't understand why I have multiple fists for Sgt Slaughter. Again, I guess I don't need to use it. If I pop this off here, this doesn't come off, so it doesn't make any sense. That is integrated onto them. And if I pop this off here, I mean, I guess I can have, yeah, this doesn't go on them. So it literally just kind of falls out. So Sgt Slaughter comes with two fists. I mean, I don't know who asked for this. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. I'm done with this. Let's wrap it up. All right, so there you go. That is your Mercer and Sgt Slaughter review. I don't know why I got stuck on Sgt Slaughter. All right, these are the Viper legs. All right, I was thinking of the original Vipers, that they looked a little bit different. They wouldn't change some things with the Retro Viper. So these are the Viper legs. I'm sure people in the comments are already flipping out, telling me how wrong I am. They love to tell people when they're wrong, and that's fine. I'm okay with being corrected. But anyway, I think Mercer is really good. I really liked the weapons. I wanted to like the weapons. I have some issues with it. The glasses. How do you get one set of glasses perfect and the other set just absolutely awful? Like almost two different types of plastic. I'm assuming these are coming out of the same factory, right? It makes no sense. They feel gummy. They feel like they've gone back to what they were doing before. They feel like the Marvel Legends. If you collect Marvel Legends, you know exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of those X-Men, the Cable weapons, the Deadpool weapons, the Punisher weapons, they're super soft. And again, they were supposed to be getting away from that. But anyway, there's your Mercer. This is the one that I think people wanted. I don't think there weren't many people that were like, I need another Sgt Slaughter. And we're getting at least one more. But anyway, there you go. If you're interested, go pick it up. I'll drop a link in the description for Amazon, so you can go grab it there, right? There you go. Sgt Slaughter, Mercer. You saw him compared to the other one, completely different buck. It is using the buck of heavy duty. But I'm going to get out of here. You spent a lot of time with me, and I appreciate it. So please take a second, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I drop a classified review. Now, don't go anywhere. You're probably like, I have stayed this long with you. I hope you've done some other classified. Well, you're in luck. Right up here will be another one. I don't know. Probably the MMSN Hawk. And down here will be a playlist of all the classified figures I reviewed. Take care.